it is not working for me right now. Because when we were in the party, it didn't want to let me go to MLG Zelnaga.
Okay, well, give it a shot again. If not, pass it over to me and I'll try to work it out.
Actually, go ahead because it is not letting me.
Okay.
It's not letting me add any observer slots. I don't know what is wrong with it.
Alright, so we are doing Shumo, correct?
Yep.
And he is going up against...
Doomfail, I believe it is.
There he is.
Shumo and Doomfail.
And where are you, Streaks? There you are.
Streiks is in the house all the time.
So you go by Strikes?
Oh yeah, it's German actually. It's not English. Little known fact. That name Streaks has followed me my entire career in gaming.
Oh, this is what
It's
I
left
get.
a streak. Yeah, see, it's kind of right out there.
Alright, so here I'm trying to grab this MLG match. There we go. Yeah, well, let me select it either. This is odd. So I'm going to go ahead and kick you and kick you. Sorry about this, guys. We are just trying to get this up and running.
I'm actually wondering how...
You have to queue in as two people. And then
Okay.
after that, you can invite everyone else and set the spectators and referees. So that's just what happens there. So I'm going to go ahead and invite... Alright, so we need to remove the player there. Alright, we're going to add...
The computer can't be moved, can he? Might even have to remake it a third time.
Oh no, you'll be fine. Sorry about this, guys. We're having some odd difficulty. Alright, so I invited you to party, and...
You invited Thunders, I believe.
I invited Doomfail. And did I invite Thunders?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to remake again because of that computer.
It should let me just kick it.
Mm,
You can't have a computer as a spectator. It won't let you do that.
yeah, computer can't be spectator.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to do this again. Sorry about this, guys. And let's
Sorry
see.
to the viewers out there. We're having some technical difficulties here. Actually, I'm gonna ask the thing very quickly. Give me a commercial, I bet.
Alright. Yeah, I usually don't have this much of a difficult time getting these maps up and running, but seems like it's one of those things that happens when it's your, your first tournament. You always have those little issues pop up.
I cannot see the viewer count anymore now that I've logged in. It has went away from me.
Okay, so while we're getting this up and running, Matt or Thunders, can you tell me the results of some of the other games so we can go ahead and let the viewers know?
Yeah, real quick question before I do that. Plus minus one, correct? Actually, he was automatically.
He was auto win.
Auto win.
Yes.
You set that up, and.
I'm gonna go ahead and set the game up really quick.
Okay.
Alright, we're just waiting on this game. We have the winner of this game will play Stim Schizo. We also have Plus Minus versus My Raid. He was a last minute fill-in that I actually just got after you guys started games. He's a Masters player, so we're hoping
Okay.
interesting game from him. We have Stim Mel playing Johnny, and Flavalanche versus Asriel.
It's showing for me that Doomfail is in a game, and I cannot find Shumo is AFK in a game.
Maybe he's just so confident that he just decided to stop playing.
No, they are what they're just sitting in the lobby, my guess. Okay, go ahead and invite them in. And I think we have a few people that want to be spectators.
No.
We're going to go
Keep it-
ahead and just keep it
Yeah, keep the spectators out.
exactly. Okay, so,
Here we go. We're gonna start the new game.
and sorry for that delay, folks. Just one of those weird things that happen and sucks. Okay, go ahead and launch it. And yes, guys, please
Yeah,
close your
Doom, you
streams.
do need to get out of the stream.
Some of the people that their partner or opponent didn't show up, they were watching the streams of the game, so they just need to close out of there. All right, go ahead and start it up.
All right, here we go.
And this will be the last of the first round knockout, and then we'll move over into our round of 8.
Absolutely. This is the last of the round of 16 before we move to the round of 8. Cutting these numbers in half.
Well,
And unfortunately cutting our players in half as well.
yeah, I think they can handle it.
Yeah. The first tournament, like you said, just testing the waters.
And we're gonna have we're gonna have a lot more tournaments. We're starting to get some more attention from different groups of players. So we were thinking about introducing a bracket style of tournament where it's for different different players, different groups of people, and also skill level, because a lot of people enjoy watching the pros, but also people do tend to enjoy watching not pro level gamers playing. They get to learn from their mistakes.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we have Doomfail, who's our Protoss player, and he's going to be playing up against Shumo, who is our Zerg player. Right now, personally, I would like to see Shumo maybe do something with, I don't know, I think it'd be fun to watch some Burrowed Roaches, or maybe Ling and Muta.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't bet all my marbles on Ling Muta against a Protoss player though, but you never know. If Magic boxed correctly, Mutalisk can absolutely be devastating to the Protoss player. But with a few Blink Stalkers, that just about counters pretty much anything you're going to see with Mutalisks.
Yeah, it does. It has to be one of those things that it doesn't get scouted, or if the Zerg player is able to keep the Protoss player at his base, or scared about
Absolutely.
some sort of attack. You see here that our Protoss player, he basically queued up his probe to get in there and get out of there. It's already rallied to get back home, and our Zerg player went a little bit of a scenic route. My guess is he was checking for any proxies.
Absolutely, gotta check for proxies on Zelnaga Caverns. This map is absolutely prone to that kind of proxy play. Interestingly enough, though, the Protoss player scouted absolutely nothing when he was there. He scouted a bit early. He sent it out even before his gateway went down, and most Protoss players wait until they put that first gateway down and then go scout, because if he would have done that, he would have seen the gas and the spawning pool coming up instead of seeing absolutely nothing.
I agree. I mean, I prefer to play Protoss, and I usually send my probe out as soon as my gateway drops. It gives you the chance, like you said, to scout the gas, and if he would have done that here, he would have picked up this extractor and the spawning pool just about to be done. So we have two gateways going down, and our Zerg player is able to be a little bit of a pest here. He does trap the drone. He pulls back to drop his cybernetic score, and the drone does kill the probe. Yeah.
Yikes.
They are not friends. They are not happy, hanging out together. It kind of sucks. It's like
Absolutely
watching
not.
two Zerg player, and you see their overlords just kind of hanging out in midair. They're like, I'd like to hit you, but I'm too lazy to do it.
Yeah. I would love to just punch you in the mouth, but I'm an overlord and I don't have arms.
Yeah.
I have hanging little appendages.
So here we have 4 Lings already up for our Zerg player. It's standard, and he's going to go ahead and scout around, look for any proxies that are possibly around his base, checking out, see if if the Protoss player may be dropping some gateways around, or just getting some pylons ready for some warping.
Absolutely, yeah. And now the Zerg player will do what all Zerg players do: take every single Xel'Naga tower that they possibly can on the map with Zerglings as early as they can in the game, to just because the Zerg race is just so dependent on that scouting. You have to try to do that as early as you can and not let the Xel'Naga towers be controlled by anybody else.
You know, Zerglings are so inexpensive that it's just easy to grab some view of the map just by scattering them around, especially when you're not expecting any early aggression. So here we have our third gateway going down for our Protoss player, while our Zerg player just got his hatchery up and running, and he will be able to start getting that saturated. He is finishing his Zergling speed, and it seems like our Zerg player is, relatively in a safe place here. He knows that he's able to do his expansion. He knows that he's not expecting any sort of early aggression from our Protoss player, considering that no proxies were placed, and his army size is just about standard to keep the Zerg player out of his base.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually not sure right now what kind of build that the Protoss player is going for. He has 3 gates, but he isn't trying to expand.
I would
I'm not
have
saying a
liked
second gas.
exactly. I would have liked to seen maybe some sort of tech going on from here. I would have thought an expansion. He could just be trying to play it a little safe here. He is kind of stacking up his minerals there, so I hope he does have some sort of plan to go here. He drops 2 photon cannons, so he is turtling up against the Zerg player. In the meantime, the Zerg player is getting a spore crawler in his mineral line of his natural, and also one in his main. So it looks like it's turning out to be a macro war for our Zerg player and a turtle defense game for our Protoss player.
Yeah,
So
one thing you never want to do as a Protoss player is turtle up against the Zerg player, because the Zerg is dependent so much on being one base above their opponent, and if you don't have any other expansions and you don't have any map control, they're free to expand all over the map and just surround you with creep and power.
exactly. And that's the scary thing about the Zerg player. If the Zerg is able to grab those expansions, replenishing that army is going to be very fast and simple for him, that as a Protoss player can be really difficult to deal with.
There, the Expo goes down in the natural for Doomfail,
So
shortly to be taken out by Zerglings.
exactly, now we have a huge wave of Zerglings coming in, and just to look at the army here, I really don't think that he'll be able to deal with this Zergling attack. I mean, currently we have 3 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and 2 Sentries going up against 35 Zerglings, and at the same time, looking at a macro point of view, we have 24 probes versus 36 drones.
Yeah, well, I mean, that natural just got blocked by the Zerglings. I don't know what possibly Doomfail could do at this point. I mean, if you look at the income tab, there's just, actually, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm always on the production tab, but for being a base ahead, the Zerg player is only about 100 to 200 max income more in minerals over the Protoss player, so,
Well,
I'm actually not sure what's going to come at this point.
I think he just got his saturation going at his natural, so that should be picking up relatively soon. And we do see on the production tab that we have a Spire almost done, and we also have Burrow, and we have Zerg missile attacks on the way. So it looks like we will be seeing some of that Speedling and Muta harass, or maybe not harass, but Speedling Muta death. It's one of those things that when I play Protoss and I see Mutalisks, I mean, I cringe, because when they're messed up, they could really be a difficult unit to deal with.
Absolutely, but without even scouting, our Protoss player heads in the right direction to counter the Mutalisks. I mean, he had cannons early on, all he's going to have to do now is just throw down a few cannons around his mineral line, and he already has a Stargate out, so he could actually get in some Phoenixes and do some damage to the Mutalisks.
I think Phoenix would be a great play right now, especially being able to counter those Mutalisks. And as a Protoss player, generally I usually like to build up my Stalker count. They are powerful